What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel here at Impact Gaming Center in the fabulous Fairview Heights. I am your commentator and host, Les Alex, and we are coming to you live from Fairview Heights, Illinois, in the Impact Gaming Center, about 15 minutes from downtown St. Louis. Today, we have 4 rounds of Modern. And we have Jeremy on food versus Jake on Esper Flash. So Jake always coming with some spicy goodness. That's kind of why he's on camera as much as he is. He's always playing a pretty unique deck. So, and then Jeremy on this green, black, white food deck. So of course it has the combo with Sam Wise, Academy Manufacturer, all the things. But let's see as Jeremy drops down to 17. And there is, speak of the devil, Samwise. Down to 17. And let's see, do we have the capabilities? Do we have the technology to bring that up right now? We do. There it is. So Leyline Binding from Jake, gonna take down the Samwise. And pass back. Jake just not letting us see what's happening. I didn't even get a good look at what card that was. So, Jake doing a good job here of answering Jeremy's threats. And there is Academy Manufacturer. Whenever you would create a food treasure. There's another one too. You would make one of all 3. Food, treasure, and I forget the other one. Down to 14 goes Jake. So there is Slither Wisp. Modern All-Star, right? And there it is on your screen for you. There goes Gilded Goose. So Academy Manufacturer going to do its thing. A clue, a food. And a treasure. That's right. Clue, food, treasure. There's the kitty cat. We're going to cast Subtlety on that. So Jake going to draw off of the Slither Wisp. And Jeremy going to decide whether he wants to put this on top or on bottom. And yeah, I figured he would put that on bottom there. All right, we're getting in there. Jake gonna cast another Slither Wisp, triggering his first Slither Wisp. Down to 6 goes Jeremy. And here's a collected company for Jeremy. Oh, hi, Rock Hard Dabs. How are you doing tonight? Thanks for hanging out. And back to Jake. And in with the squad. That will do it for game number 1. Jake gonna take down game number 1 here in round number 1. At Impact, we'll kick it back to the booth. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out tonight. I am Les Alex. I make content on the internet, so if you want to check that out, I make Magic the Gathering content. Check out my YouTube channel, and we appreciate you all for hanging out with us tonight here at Impact in the fabulous Fairview Heights. If you are watching on YouTube, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're watching on Twitch, thanks for hanging out with us. We did just become affiliates, so you can give us some of those Bezos bucks, or if you haven't yet, follow. And we go live every single Friday, except for last week. Last week, we had a weird thing where we had a power outage. The weather was not good, but we are back at it like a Craftmatic this week. And yeah, so we got Jeremy down a game. He will likely be on the play, I would imagine. But we've got, I believe, 20 or so players here tonight for Modern, and we've got, I don't know, a ton of Commander players. So make sure, if you are in the area, come on up. Play some games if you're playing Commander. And if this is your first time hearing of us, and you're in the area, come on up. Friday, every single Friday, we got Modern and Commander. And then, of course, Modern Horizons 2 pre-release is on the horizon. Next weekend, we've got 5 pre-release events. One on Friday at 7 p.m., we've got 2 on Saturday, one at 5 p.m. and one at 1 p.m. And then on Sunday, we've got 2 at 1 p.m. One will be a two-headed giant, and then the other will be a regular, just good old-fashioned sealed pre-release. And entry will be $55. You know, Modern Horizons 3 is the set looks amazing. I'm really excited for it, as are a ton of our regulars. So if you are in the area and you got nothing to do next weekend, come on out for some MH3 action. It's going to be awesome. These players looking like they're shuffling up. Jake looks like he's about ready. Jeremy about there as well. Let's kick it down. You don't want to look at my ugly mug all night. And yeah, let's see what these guys, how Jeremy can respond to Jake's seemingly lightning fast start there in game number 1. Both of these guys pretty much regulars around here, so pretty familiar with each other, I would imagine. Alrighty. Hopefully we both keep... This is the worst part about live paper coverage. Shuffling and sideboarding. If we were playing on Arena, we'd be playing already. Coverage for Arena is easy peasy. But yeah, we also have a RCQ June 8th as well. That's going to going along right at the same time as our pre-release too. So if you are trying to get to the Pro Tour, we have our RCQ. It's going to be a 1K. It's going to be a ton of fun. And of course, you'll be playing for a regional qualifier spot. And that should be a ton of fun. We will be streaming it that day on June 8th. So this coming Saturday. So if you're watching and maybe you're not in the area, you can't play, or you don't want to play, make sure you tune in Saturday, June 8th for that. Down to 18 goes Jeremy. And the goose is loose. Pass back to Jake. Let's see, he does. So that is the Esper Triome. Not Xander's Lounge. Forget what it's called. It's the Esper one. Down to 16 goes Jeremy. And there's Delighted Halfling. And Jake gonna take his turn now. Gonna shock in. And there's Pest Control. What a good piece of sideboard tech. Jeremy gonna read it. It destroys all 1-drop and under permanents. That's pretty good. I think it exiles, actually. You know, we have the world's... We have Scryfall right here. Let's look it up. I think it exiles, though. Oh, it destroys, and then it cycles for 2. That's pretty darn good. Yeah. And here it is for you folks at home. Pest Control, white and a black for a sorcery. Destroy all permanents with 1 mana value or less, and it cycles. It is a mythic rare from a brand new big score from Outlaws at Thunder Junction. Brother. Play the Surveil land. And there's another halfling. Wow, what a well-timed Pest Control. Jake deciding whether he wants to play something in step. Is that a Containment Priest? It is a Containment Priest. So it has Flash, and if a non-token creature would enter the battlefield and wasn't cast, exile it instead. So a nice piece of tech in your Flash deck. Not always going to be relevant in every match, but definitely a nice little silver bullet to have in your repertoire. Jeremy drops to 14. Let's see if Jeremy can claw his way back into the game. Jake does have a counterspell in hand, though. So if Jake deems any of Jeremy's spells good enough, he will likely counterspell here. It looks like Jeremy's just passing. Jake's gonna fetch, which will drop him to 17 for a Ralgren Triumph. And we are going to flash in a Slither Wisp. End of turn. Jake gonna draw. Plays a Plains, and we're attacking in. Remember, Jake does have that counterspell. Here's an Endurance. Probably something we want to counter here if I'm Jake. Probably something we want to counter, I would imagine. Counterspell. Veil of Summer, pretty good. Says Veil of Summer is good. Move to blocks. And Jake just gonna say go. And pass back. I can't really see either player's hands either. This is kind of rough. Leyline Binding. Trigger the Slither Wisp. And there goes the Endurance. Jake draws a card off the Slither Wisp trigger. Down to 10. We're doing a bad job. Granted, Jake is supposed to be at 17. End of the turn, Jeremy's got some chicanery. In love with the cocoa. Here comes Collected Company. Does Jake have any responses? He said, sure, that's good. Like Chatterfang and Endurance. Jake shaking his head like, yeah, it's pretty good. Different tale this game for both of these players. Jeremy able to have some interaction here, and even through that pest control. Kind of giving Jake the boots here. Down to 16 goes Jake. Not sure what that is. We got a reader. Well, I'm gonna be a reader here in a second. Once he puts it down, I can. Samwise the Stout-Hearted. All the Samwises in this matchup. If you are a fan of Samwise or Lord of the Rings, you are in for a treat with this one. I don't know what Samwise. I assume it has flash, yeah. Let's take a look. Samwise the Stout-Hearted, 2 mana flash, 2/1. When it enters the battlefield, choose up to 1 target permanent card in your graveyard that was put there from the battlefield this turn. Return it to your hand, and then the ring tempts you. Here's an Academy manufacturer. Pick your poison. Likely choosing to make Jake sacrifice an enchantment. Only enchantment on the battlefield is Leyline Binding. Man, picking poison was such a nice card from Murders at Karlov Manor. Kind of innocuous, But holy smokes, it's showing up in the sideboards of a ton of modern decks, and even in Pioneer. It's another Samwise. He's going to get back Leyline Binding. Pretty good. Sack the first, sack the other one. Are we tempting? We're trying to figure out what tempting the ring does. I have no idea. What does the ring do? Not sure really what's in Jake's hand other than the ley line we know about. Slither Wisp. Okay, that makes sense. Leyline Binding, trigger. Academy Manufacturer gonna get got. Jake gonna draw off the Slither Wisp trigger. Samwise gonna get in there. I'm assuming he's drawing a card because that's what the ring says to do. I don't actually know. Draw and discard. Down to 7 goes Jeremy. So I think a dress down and an unnamed card is in Jake's hand. I can't see the other card. Like at all. Maybe it's a Bowmasters? I'm not sure. Oh, he got 3 cards. And then in Jeremy's hand, I can't see it at all. Like, at all. Jeremy. Yeah, I'm gonna have to read on this one too. Knight of the... We are in too deep, folks. Knight of the Streets. Knight of the Sweets Revenge is the name of the card. Let's find out what it does together. 4 mana. When it enters the battlefield, create a food token. Food you control have tap, add a green. Pretty good. Max turns all of them into Mox Emeralds. And for 7 mana, you can sack it. And creatures you control get +X/+X until end of turn, where X is the number of food you control. Activated only as a sorcery. Not too shabby. Pick your poison, gonna make Jake sack. This is looking like Jeremy's in prime position here. It'll push. Gonna take down Academy Manufacturer. Jake's gonna untap. Plays a polluted delta and ships right on back. Man. So Jeremy not quite to the overrun ability quite yet on Knight of the Sweet's Revenge. Got quite a way to go on that one. Pettigrew took. There's Pettigrew took. One or more tokens will be created under your control. Those tokens plus an additional food token are created instead. These halflings love their food. Down to 5 goes Jake on the attack. Jake tapping some mana, doing something. Tidebinder, trigger, gonna draw a card with Slither Wisp. Maybe. Down to 6 goes Jeremy. He drew a swamp. Didn't quite see what he picked up for his turn. Not looking good just based on body language. Jake gonna attack. Draw a discard thanks to the ring. Being tempted and a discard a land. I think that's a Marsh Flats. Is that a Slither Wisp he picked up? I'm not sure. Yep. Jake just gonna trade. Is Samwise with the token. I think he says pass. Yeah. Oh my gosh, another Revenge of the Sweets Revenge. Slither Wisp. Down to 5. Jake might be able to steal this. He can rattle off some Oakish Bowmasters. That'll deal. 2, 3. Oh my gosh, he's got it. Does he got it? 2 triggers, that's going to be it. Yeah, wow. Jake had a great start that game, but it was looking there in the mid game that Jeremy was going to be able to stabilize. But in the end, Jake going to take game number 2 and take the match. Jeremy going to drop to 0-1. Jake going to press on to 1-0 here at Impact. Thanks everybody for hanging out. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I've been Les Alex. I make content on the internet and on YouTube. So if you want to check out some of my Magic the Gathering content, go check me out on YouTube. Otherwise, if you're watching, like I said, on YouTube, go hang out with us on Friday nights on Twitch. If you are watching live on Twitch, though, we will be back with round 2 momentarily on the other side of this break. We appreciate you, and we will be back momentarily.